We left Jackson about 20 minutes ago and came over the Teton Pass. Very beautiful, and now Abe is going to drive and I will video. This is Mormon Square in the heart of Salt Lake City. All of these buildings belong to the Mormon Church. Over here you see Temple Square. Building with the spires is the temple, and only Mormons can enter the temple. The Tabernacle is also located within the Temple Square. The gates are open to the public, so you can go in and out anytime. Over here you see the museum, and behind the museum is the Family History Center. This is Friday, November 13th, and we're at Temple Square. We've been in Salt Lake City for the past 3 days, and we're going to be another 2 days. We're going to the organ recital at noon today, which is given every day at noon except Sunday. This is Assembly Hall. There's going to be a concert tonight, a cappella, men's choir. Tomorrow there will be a piano recital. This is the Tabernacle, and they closed it for 2 years to make it earthquake proof. You can see the skin that was put on top And it seemed to me that was done a couple of years ago, but we found out yesterday that it was between 2005 and 2007. Just amazing how time goes. And this is the temple here. This is the assembly hall. And the tabernacle is to the right. People gathering for the concert at noon. They don't open it until about 5 minutes before the concert, the organ concert. And this is the temple. Only Mormons can enter the temple. Entrance to the tabernacle.
Temple Square, and we're so delighted to welcome you. We have Linda Margetts, who will be our organist today. She is a regular organist with the Mormon Tabernacle Choir, who you can see Sunday mornings at 9:30. You'll be in your seats by 9:15, and I can guarantee you that you will love listening to them. I'll tell you a little bit about this organ. I don't have a lot of time, but the organ was built by Joseph Ridges in 1867. At least the first organ was. This is, it's been expanded considerably since the original organ, but the original pipes that we have here, the 6 tallest ones that you see, are pipes that Joseph Ridges built in 1867. He also has some in the back that they moved to the antiphonal part of the organ. You can't see them. But if she plays on the upper right-hand keyboard, the very tall one, then she will be playing the antiphonal. It's a beautiful flute sound. You will hear it, you will like it, but you won't be able to tell it's coming from behind you. The organ pipes that he built, they didn't have a lot of material here. So the organ pipes that he used, that he built in 1867, were all made out of white pine. That's the same thing that the pillars are made out of. The same thing that the original benches in this building were made out of was white pine. We have these benches that you're sitting on now, at least most of you, a couple of people are in the back 2 rows, but the back 2 rows are original benches that were here in 1867. The rest of them have been replaced. About 2005 or 6, but that's all they had. They had white pine, and they painted it to look like whatever they wanted it to look like, and they did a marvelous job. The building was actually the vision of Brigham Young, who was a prophet of God. He wanted to have a place where all of the members could come and hear the words of the prophet. Well, in the 1860s, they didn't have any of these black tubes that they could speak into that would amplify the kind of voice. So it was necessary for them to do whatever they could to get the best acoustics out of the building. Brigham Young knew that if he had a oval-type roof, that it would reflect the sound, and the sound would carry it much better. He just didn't know how to do it. There was a man who named Henry Grow. Get my names mixed up here. Henry Grow was from Pennsylvania. He joined joined the church, moved out here, and he built a small bridge across the Jordan River just south of us. Brigham Young saw that. He went to him one day, they were friends, and he said, "Henry, how wide a bridge could you build without having any center supports?" Because Brigham Young did not want to have a great big column sitting here in the center of the building to obstruct the view. Henry said, "Oh, probably 100 to 150 feet." Believe it or not, this building is 150 feet wide. And you can see there are no center supports in it. When they originally moved in, the building didn't work the way they anticipated because all of the sound was garbled. It was bouncing off the walls, and the sound waves were, the speech patterns were hitting one another, and you couldn't really understand it clearly. That's when they called on Truman Angel, who was the church architect at that time, and he designed the balcony, or the gallery as it's called. The gallery, being made of wood, absorbs some of that sound, and it didn't let it reflect. Then when they made a space 30 inches wide between the gallery and the ceiling, or the wall, that allows the sound to go all the way down and around. And this is one of the marvels of acoustics, especially at that time period. Frank Lloyd Wright came here in 1953, and he said this building is one of the architectural masterpieces of America, if not the world. And it really is. It's just amazing. The longer we're in here and to see what goes on, the more amazed I am at what they were able to do when they came. I've got to get this microphone up so she can start the organ recital. We would ask that you not take any photographs.
This is the 15th of November, and Abe and I have just come out of the concert, the half-hour concert, organ concert, every day at noon. And you can see the leaves are changing a little bit, and it's getting colder. The temple is directly behind me, and the tabernacle is right here on the right. Those are the gates. And again, if we swing right around to the right, you'll see the tabernacle right here. It's now 1 o'clock, and the crowd has really grown. Many are speaking out, as you can see, signing papers. Leaving the church. They are getting releases now from anyone who may be in the video. This is CBS News and others. I've just signed it.
You don't actually, well, you know, are we wanting to put them to...
There's extra letters on
There are many people resigning from the church today.
That's if you have any friends that want to contact Mark after this. You want to hand it out to anybody?
There are people here from New York, a number of other states, and the crowd is growing. This fellow in front of me was with CBS News.
I also want to thank our wonderful people from the media and the fact that they are creating awareness by being here. There's a lot of dissension, there's a lot of outrage, there's a lot of anger, and there's a lot of hurt. And I just want to make sure that we also give the message that this is also about compassion. This is also about supporting people in our communities. And this is about a dialogue. No longer are people in Utah going to stand behind walls of silence. No longer are we going to keep our mouths shut. And before I go into the reasons why, I want to be respectful too. A lot of us are mourning because of what's happening in France right now. And I want to take a minute for all of us to have a moment of silence for all those victims and their families. Thank you. Yes. We send our love and our prayers, and however we can send our energy to you, we do that right now. In the next coming weeks, we won't forget. But right here, like I said, we have another kind of separation and another kind of extremism. And we want to send a message that we are here to love our children. We're here to support our LGBT brothers and sisters. And most of all, like I said, we will not remain silent. We are not going to respect those walls of silence. We are going to speak up, because the root of all this extremism and hate and fear is the fact that we are too silent. We need to raise our voices with alternative perspectives to break down these belief systems that create so much fear and division and tear down families. Thank you. I want to remind everyone today that this is about love. We want to send a positive message that our love is greater than their hate and their divisiveness. And I want to remind you all today, one of my heroes, I remember learning about him in 8th grade, Martin Luther King Jr. He said, "Darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that." And that's what we're here about. David Bohm, a physicist who wrote a book on dialogue, talks about dialogue as a coherent light. And that's what we're doing. We are shining our light. We are spreading a coherent message of love today. And thank you for joining us in doing that. Thank you. We have 3 wonderful speakers. I regret to inform you that one of our speakers cannot be here today because one of his friends is in the hospital because of suicide ideation, because he is a part of the LGBT community and is affected by this policy deeply. and our hearts go out to people like that. And I said a week ago, bottom line, this is about suicide. This is. Then after that, we're going to invite you to walk to the mailbox to mail your letters.
Your bravery today, whether you are here to vote with your feet for equality and tender your resignation from the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, or you are here in loving support, your strength today does not go unnoticed. I see you, and I feel your spirit. We gather here today to make an easy statement through a hard choice. For some, harder than others, and for some at great sacrifice. But today we gain each other, and as I said, we make an easy statement. That our LGBTQIA friends, family, and neighbors deserve respect, safety, and love, as do their children. That policies such as the ones laid down by the church last week, regardless of rationalizations made since, do not support such values. For years, the organization of the church has attacked and condemned anything that does not fit within its tiny box of righteousness. A righteousness not based on the goodness of a person's heart, but on the outward appearances and circumstances of birth. In its history, it has stood against the basic rights of people of color, of women, and of same-sex couples. For years, it has supported policies and political actions that reach not only the lives of those of us who are members, but into the homes of every resident of this country. Closer to home, it has taught our children the meaning of judgment, of shunning, of deciding that anyone who does not make choices for their lives the exact same way as they do don't deserve the same consideration and respect, the same opportunity to make those choices in the first place. Many people who hear me will say, no, this is not the case. To those people I ask, look to your scholars. Look to those who care for children, the women and men in the psychology profession, and to your neighbors who operate the crisis hotlines all across Utah. You may not feel that you hate people. You may feel that you want to love people who are different than you, but you treat them in a way that is most definitely not love, and the consequences in Utah are all around us. Today, however, we are coming together to choose a new path for our future. Those of us resigning release the choices of the past and step into a future with you, our community, with new hope, and a commitment to help heal the wounds that the church has inadvertently made. We choose love today. Regardless of any organization says about any one of you, we are a community of people here today to support one another. If you are hurting today, you are not alone. If you are angry today, you are not alone. Regardless of your race, sex, gender identification, sexual orientation, religious affiliation, or non-religious affiliation, you are loved today. I'd like to take a moment and ask you to look around you now. You may not know the person beside you yet, but know that they are here for you. They are here to support you today. The cameras you've seen around us today, they are here because there are those all over the world here to support you today. While yes, we want this event to make a statement to the church that its treatment of those we love has led us to this moment, more than that, we want each of you to know that we are here for you and your families. Today we expand from members of a church that excludes to members of a world community that embraces, a world that is choosing love. on that note, we are going to do a march later today around Temple Square. And we have members here today that are supporting us and our decision, and who have been really amazing. And I don't want to leave them out today. As we walk around Temple Square, yes, we are making a protest. That's what that's what we're doing. This is the United States. We protest. But I want, as you walk around, to remember that the people that you see on the Temple Square grounds and the people that are around you, I want you to open your energy up to them, that you are inviting them to join you in love. That you are inviting them, whether they choose to stay a member of the church or not, to join you in loving families, no matter what choices they make for their life, no matter what, period.
25 years ago, I was on the State High Council with the assignment over the single adult programs in the state. I became aware of a young recently returned missionary, who had told a friend that he was gay and was struggling with where he was going to fit in the gospel plans. I wrote a letter to him. I didn't sign it. I put it in an envelope addressed to him with no return address. In that letter, I told him that I shared similar feelings to him and that I would make myself known to him and offer support in the near future. I have that 25-year-old letter here today. It has a 29-cent stamp, but no postmark, because it was never sent. Within a month, I learned that this young man had hung himself with his own belt in his parents' home. He had been unable to overcome the despair that he felt, knowing that the church, the very institution that he had given 2 years of his life to proclaim the blessings of, viewed him as a pervert, sick, and defective individual. Why did I not reach out and offer him support? Because I was fearful of the saints' judgment, that if my own secret were to become known. At the age of 30, I was a husband and father of 3 children at that time. And I had built a false reality of being a straight man. That false reality was held together with denial and strenuous efforts to try and make it the truth so that I could receive God's blessings. If I had told this individual that I too was attracted to men, I would have been coming out gay, and to have that reality was just too severe in its consequences for me to endure at that time. Just as an update, I'm now a father of 7 adult children and 5 grandchildren, and came out as a gay man just 9 months ago. There are some of you in this crowd who were very brave and came out of the church decades ago when there was no internet, when there was no support communities like we have today. You were brave, and I honor you for making that stand when in effect you were an apostate in isolation. Thank you for your leading the way and being a pioneer. Others of you in this crowd have only in the past 9 days come to a realization that you can no longer perform the amount of confirmation bias that would allow you to still believe that these 15 men speak with God. May I offer this quote from Margaret Mead, an anthropologist who, coincidentally, according to Wikipedia, while she was married to 3 men over her lifetime, also had romantic relationships with 2 women. Her quote is this: "Never underestimate the power of a small group of committed people to change the world. As a matter of fact, it is the only thing that ever has." I promise you that the inspiration that you have previously assigned to the Holy Ghost is not going to abandon you now that you are no longer a member of the church. The Mormon Church does not hold exclusive rights on that. That spark of the unknown, that divinity, if you will, in each of us is innate. And it is that collective source of divinity which allows a not so small group of people, such as this, to truly change the world. I honor each of you for your commitment and courage to be here today. Now go forth with the strength of your integrity and continue to make a difference. Thank you.
That's so nice.
That he loves you and he has saved you.
Yay, I love it. This one? Oh, you got that one. There you go, love that one.
Green table.
They're going against their own.
And what do you do with P56?
The group that just went by had mailed their letters and are coming back. This is another group that's going to cross the streets. But this is... Thank you.
Today, thousands of people are breaking themselves free from an organization that tells you what to eat, where, who you can talk to, and which family members to accept.
Whenever you want. You get a new phone.
Good, thank you. The light finally changed. They've got these long lights, and this is another group marching to Temple Square.
Am I going to go to
And there's a fellow behind preaching.
The CES letter is, I call it the ultimate guide to debunking Mormonism. It was put together by a former Mormon by the name of Jeremy Reynolds. It's free, it's available online, it's about an 80-page PDF. It's very detailed, very thorough. Many of the resources and references actually are even point back to LDS.org and several
Abe and I have driven out to Alta, where we skied in the past. In fact, he broke his arm here. Got a terrible break, but anyway, it's very beautiful, as you can see. They're making snow in some spots, not here. And I just asked why people were parking up here rather than down there. And what's happening is they're walking up. We'll see it in a minute. But since there are no ski lifts, they're walking up here to the slope and over there. They're walking up and then skiing down. Abe's reminiscing about the past. This is where they're walking up. Takes a lot of energy, and we don't have it now at the age of 80 and 78. This is Wednesday, the 18th of November, and we're in Moab, in southern Utah. We drove here yesterday. Beautiful, beautiful day, 60 degrees.
This is kind of my spot in the winter time. Come down here and sit the last of the sun. When's winter going to start? Oh, it's starting around here.
It's about 3:45 in the afternoon, and we're driving outside of Moab.
See up there? The landslide.
This is the 19th of November. It's around 2 in the afternoon, and we're at Arches National Park, which is just outside of Moab. We're driving south today, about 30 miles from Moab to Canyonlands, but this is the arch on the way. We're about 20 miles outside of Canyonlands. You have to drive into it off the main road. We've just entered Canyonlands National Park.
Michaelwas-Dekuven. My name is Rick Pickavet. My southern Paiute ancestors were roaming and hunting the canyon south of here when white settlers arrived in the 1880s. Long before the Mormon pioneer or any tribal memory, other Native American peoples came to know the canyons and cliffs of the Water Pocket Fold. We call them the Fremont culture because we don't know what they call themselves. Unlike my own ancestors, the Fremont people did not move with the changing seasons. They took root in these water canyons and became farmers as well as hunter-gatherers. They left few signs, even though they lived here longer than the 5 centuries between the voyage of Columbus and the present day. Other people like them lived over the large portion of what is today called Utah. For the most part, the story of the Fremont people can be told only in questions, not answers. How closely these people related to the better-known Pueblo building Anasazi, no one knows. There are striking differences as well as similarities. Many archaeologists think that the Fremont people may be descended directly from ancient nomads called the Desert Archaic. We know a little about the Fremont people's daily lives from collections of precious artifacts, and something about their hearts and minds from their petroglyphs. We know less, almost nothing, about where they came from or why they left suddenly in the 13th century. For park visitors, some Fremont culture petroglyphs can be viewed easily. Caution must always rule in the interpretation of petroglyphs. With few exceptions, we cannot really be sure what the ancient maker of the petroglyphs had in mind. Among serious students, there are some who consider almost all petroglyphs a form of writing, while others consider most of them to be art, not writing. The large trapezoid-shaped human figures excite interest. Many have headgear and horns. Figures are commonly seen with necklaces, earrings, and sashes. Animals, especially bighorn sheep, appear in many petroglyphs, and indications are that they were once often hunted and perhaps revered. Following the disappearance of the Fremont people in the 13th century, no one resided in the Water Pocket Fold country for 500 years. During this time, however, Ute and Southern Paiute hunters and gatherers roamed the region. They lived in close harmony with the natural environment and left little evidence of their presence. Here, in the Fremont River Valley, archaeologists first identified the Fremont culture. As you walk these paths and hidden places, do not even touch the petroglyphs. Protect their legacy, even as I respect it.
This is the other walkway to the petroglyphs. This is the office at the Boulder Mountain Lodge. That's the restaurant on the left there. We stayed in the building to the right. The office is behind me. These are cottonwoods growing along the river. Now we're going back into the park. This is the end of the scenic drive. I've made a 380-degree circle. This is the 24th of November, and we're now driving on Route 89, and we're just outside the Navajo Reservation. The Hopi Reservation is located within the Navajo Reservation. We are driving toward the Navajo Nation, and we have driven for miles and miles through country that looks like this. I am now standing on Navajo land. As soon as you cross this bridge, you're in Navajo Nation.
Look at it.
This is what you want to.
Oh my goodness.
This is what we were coming for. Oh my God, though.
Oh, green.
This is the Colorado River. Very, very low. So this is the footbridge. And this is the bridge for traffic. We're now in Navajo, in the Navajo Nation. These are the bridges that come into it. So this is the bridge I was just standing on. And we heard that that was originally built for traffic. And the building over here, the bridge on the left, is newer. And that's used for traffic now. We just came over that bridge. This is the Cameron Trading Post, where we've stayed on each of our trips across the country. It's located in the Navajo Nation. This is the 25th of November, and we spent the night here. This shop right here has absolutely magnificent museum quality pieces. They all go for thousands and thousands of dollars. These are the rooms at the Cameron Trading Post, where we stayed each time we've driven across country. Very nice rooms, because you can see they're basically empty. This is our room right in front of our car. And this is the view from our room. This is the magnificent rug that Mrs. Glander wove. It now hangs in the restaurant at the Trading Post. We were very fortunate to be able to meet Mrs. Glander and see her weave.
My name is Elsie Glander, and I've been weaving for a long, long time. And I am working for Cameron Trading Post for about 18 years, weaving in here, making rugs for different families. And originally I was born in this area, and we all have certain clans that we claim ourselves with. I'm what they call the honeycomb cliff welder. That's my clan. And I'm a Navajo. And it is a challenge to weave a large rug, but I enjoy doing it. So that's why I always like to weave, you know. So, and I'm very dedicated to it, you know. So.
They're absolutely magnificent. Now, you have several children and grandchildren?
I have 2 girls and one boy, and I have 5 grandkids and 5 great-grandkids. So.
Now, are a few of those interested in weaving, or do you think
my oldest daughter is the only one that's interested in it. My second daughter, she got allergic to wool, so she can't weave. Mm-hmm. So it's difficult, yeah. But she hasn't really got the skill yet, but she's trying, you know. Hopefully someday, you know, she will succeed to what she wants to do.
And your mother was a weaver, right?
My mother was a weaver too. She's the one that taught me, you know, when I was a child.
Was her mother?
She said she was taught by her older sister.
I see.
Her mother, well, I didn't even get to see my grandmother because they all passed on long before I was born.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Just magnificent, magnificent work.
Yeah.
Now, you don't have any kind of pattern, you do this in your...
Yeah, I have a standard pattern, but I don't have anything drawn. I just use my thinking and create my design. But this pattern is called a storm pattern.
Storm pattern?
Storm pattern, yes.
Now, the one hanging in the restaurant, that's also a storm, isn't it?
Yes, it is. storm pattern is more recognized and more popular in this part of the reservation. How you weave is just threading between each color to make your design, you know. Right here is what we call one of the 4 mountains that surrounds the reservation. It's going to come up to a certain stage and it's going to come together, and then it's going to start going to the center. And then this is a symbol of a cloud. These are moistures. This is the foot of a water beetle. Same way that way. So there'll be 1, 2, and then on the other end, I create my design from here all the way to the middle. Then I repeat backwards. So they'll have a mirror image back the other way.
Impossible to hold the camera.
Wait. Then they were eroded off after they were tilted. They were eroded off flat. And then there's flat-lying Paleozoic rocks on top of that.
Pero no se ve todas las montañas. Can you do the Alta?
This is Thanksgiving Eve, the 25th of November, and we arrived in Las Vegas a little while ago. It's now about 7:30 in the evening. This is the Strip right in front of us. This is how you cross the street. You go up the escalator over there, go across through the building, and over here onto this one. That's the main entrance into the Bellagio. You come up on the escalator and you continue on these moving stairs, and then you come around and enter that building. Moving walkway goes down there, and then you go around into the main building. This is the continuation over into the main building of the Bellagio, right here. This is the main entrance to the Bellagio.
This year my regular 73 says.
This is the lobby and the line of people checking into the hotel. Casino, one of the casinos.
was here, I would be so pissed.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
These are the mesquite dunes. This is the 28th of November. It's about 4 in the afternoon in Death Valley. This is Badwater, the lowest point in the United States, and it's just packed with people today. We've gotten really good footage of this area on past visits.